The Vex ship hovered silently above the rural farmhouse. Three green-skinned aliens watched their scanners with bulbous eyes, chittering excitedly in their native tongue. "This specimen lives alone," said Kryn, the ship's captain. "Perfect for our amusement collection." "Indeed," agreed Lox, the science officer. "Humans make excellent entertainment. They're so predictably terrified." Maz, the youngest crew member, bounced nervously on his spindly legs. "Are you sure this is safe? The Galactic Council specifically warned about Earth." "Nonsense." Kryn waved a three-fingered hand dismissively. "The Council exaggerates. Humans are primitive creatures who still think space travel is complicated. Now prepare the tractor beam." Below, Jack Miller was asleep in his bed when blinding light flooded his bedroom. A military veteran who had served 2 tours before settling into his quiet farm life, Jack was no stranger to being rudely awakened, but being yanked upward through his own ceiling was definitely a first. Within seconds, he found himself inside a metallic chamber, face to face with 3 alien beings. They were shorter than him, with large heads and thin bodies that reminded him of the typical gray alien stereotype, except they were an unsettling shade of green. "Welcome aboard, human," Kryn announced, proud of his memorized Earth English. "You have been selected for our private collection. You will entertain us with your fear and primitive behaviors." Jack blinked twice, his mind processing the situation with remarkable calm. "You've got to be kidding me." The aliens exchanged confused glances. This wasn't the screaming, panicking reaction they had anticipated. "Perhaps it doesn't understand," Locke suggested, adjusting a device on his wrist. "I'll increase the fear stimuli." A high-pitched noise filled the chamber, designed to trigger panic responses in most sentient beings. Jack simply covered his ears and frowned. "That's annoying," he said flatly. "Mind turning it off?" Maz and Antennae twitched nervously. "Captain, this human isn't responding correctly." Kryn wasn't deterred. "Prepare the examination table. We'll extract its fluids for analysis. That always terrifies the specimens." As 2 mechanical arms descended from the ceiling to grab Jack, his military training kicked in. He dodged with surprising speed for someone who had just been abducted from a deep sleep, then grabbed one mechanical arm and yanked it hard. The sudden force caused the arm to detach from its housing, sending sparks flying. "Hey!" Kryn shouted. "That's expensive equipment." Jack held the mechanical arm like a club. "So is my roof, which you just destroyed. Seems we're both having property damage issues." Locks frantically pressed buttons on a console. Security protocols activated. Doors sealed around the chamber as gas hissed from vents in the ceiling. Jack immediately held his breath, rushed to the nearest control panel, and smashed it with his improvised weapon. The gas stopped immediately. "You know," Jack said conversationally as the aliens backed away, "on Earth, we have these things called laws against kidnapping people from their homes." "We are beyond your Earth laws," Kryn declared, though his voice wavered. "We are advanced beings who—" He didn't finish his sentence because Jack had picked up a small piece of equipment and thrown it with deadly accuracy, knocking the alien captain unconscious. Locke screamed and tried to reach an emergency beacon, but Jack was faster. Within minutes, both Kryn and Locke were restrained with their own equipment. Only Maz remained free, cowering in a corner. "Please don't hurt me. I told him this was a bad idea." Jack regarded the young alien thoughtfully. "You're the smart one, then. Good, you're going to help me." Over the next hour, Maz watched in amazement as the human quickly learned the basics of their ship's controls. Jack's questions were precise and technical, revealing an intelligence the aliens hadn't expected. "Your species was classified as deceptively advanced by the Council," Maz explained nervously. "They said humans appear primitive, but adapt with alarming speed." Jack smiled grimly. "We've had plenty of practice adapting to threats. Now here's what's going to happen. You're taking me home, and then you're leaving Earth's solar system permanently." "But our collection is over," Jack finished firmly. "You're going to spread the word that Earth is off limits." As dawn broke over Jack's farm, the Vex ship landed precisely where it had hovered before. Jack stepped out, carrying several pieces of alien technology he had confiscated as compensation for damages. Remember our agreement, he called to Maz, who was now reluctantly in charge of the ship after Jack had locked Kryn and Lox in their own specimen containers. I will tell others, Maz promised fearfully. Humans are not to be collected. Too dangerous. As the ship disappeared into the morning sky, Jack surveyed his damaged roof and sighed. He had alien technology worth billions in human terms, but right now, all he wanted was coffee and to figure out how to explain the hole in his ceiling to his insurance company. Meanwhile, across the galaxy, the Galactic Council updated Earth's classification from deceptively advanced to approach with extreme caution. The incident report filed by a chastened Maz became required reading for all species considering Earth contact, cementing humanity's reputation as the one species you didn't kidnap for fun, unless you were prepared for consequences beyond your imagination. Jack never reported his experience to authorities. He simply repaired his roof, reverse-engineered a few alien gadgets that revolutionized his farm's irrigation system, and kept a specially modified alien stun weapon by his bedside, just in case anyone else got any bright ideas about adding him to their collection.